Welcome to the latest edition of Reading with Mrs. Richardson. We are once again back here on the campus of Raleigh Egypt Middle School. And I want to just give a shout out to the students that are joining us today, even those that you can't see behind us, because this entire podcast and program was done 100% by the students. All of the sound equipment, the editing, the research, it was all done by our students. So snap it up, snap, snap, snap. And let's go ahead and let's just introduce and share who we have joining us today.
My name is Trayvon Clayton.
My name is Kamai Jones.
My name is Leah Paulo.
My name is Kaden Taylor. My name is Amaya Boylan.
All right, so we have our students back, and I want to just spend today as a reflection day as we wrap up this series. And like I said, we've spent several weeks here with these students, just teaching them the history, their history, talking about Memphis, talking about issues that we have that we'd like to see different in our community. And I have a list, and I asked on the first day, okay, what are some things that you'd like to see changed about Raleigh? And this is strictly your list of, that you all provided, and I'm going to go and read that. The number one thing that you all said was an issue for you all was the violence and crime in Memphis and also in Raleigh, followed by the drugs, littering, which we're going to talk a little bit about today, your environment. You also mentioned that you have an issue with infrastructure, meaning road conditions here, the driving conditions here, also gangs, police, having access to healthy food, and homelessness. And I thought it was interesting that you all mentioned homelessness. Do any of you know someone that's homeless? It's okay to share. Raise your hand if you know someone that's homeless. Okay. So I was really interested in seeing that this made the list for you all, and just looking at overall everything that we've learned so far. We've learned about redlining. What is redlining? Who can share? Go ahead and share.
Redlining is a system that they used back in the day to separate white people and other race people. They separate them based on loans and the house that they can afford back in the day, which they still use today.
So that map, if you overlay that map, good job. That if you overlay that map, and it shows that the map is similar to what we see today, and it was based on if you would be approved for a loan or not, depending on your neighborhood. Was it considered a safe, okay neighborhood? Usually these are suburbs that we're talking about. Even just talking about the poem that we did, the data, looking at crime stats in Memphis, looking at, the farther east you go starting in South Memphis, the farther east you go. What's the life expectancy difference? Do any of you remember for a child that lives in, you remember the difference? A child that lives in South Memphis versus a child that's in Collierville. So it's about a 10-year difference in your life expectancy. What's your reaction to that, seeing that if you live in a certain zip code, you're expected to live a little longer? And it has everything to do with everything. It has to do with access to resources, whether it be health care. It really doesn't matter what it is. It all plays a part of it. Your food resources, the education that you have access to. What are your thoughts on that?
When I saw a medical textbook and it said how to treat other race than white race differently in the hospital, that was shocking to me, because I thought you were supposed to treat everyone the way you want to be treated, not just your race or your kind.
I like that. And what's interesting, I like that you remembered that from that presentation that we watched from Rhodes College, is that wasn't something that was done back in the 60s. That was a recent study that's what they at the time were teaching students who were in school in the medical field. So that was something interesting to look at. When we also look at what you all shared, you all had concerns about access to foods, to healthy foods. And we all know How easy is it for you to find a bag of hot chips or Takis? Very easy, right? You can walk up to the store up the corner and do they have a whole entire section of just hot chips? Not just hot chips, all different kinds. There are new kinds of hot chips that I didn't even know existed. And you want me to tell you something about hot chips? Just like noodles, you know, is that stuff good for you to be eating every day?
No.
How many of y'all eat hot chips every day? How many of y'all eat hot chips every day? How many of y'all eat them maybe once a week? Y'all, that stuff is tearing your stomachs up. How many of you eat fruit every day? How many of you eat fruit once a week? Okay, what kind of fruits are y'all eating?
Watermelon.
Watermelon?
Oranges.
Oranges?
Grapes.
Grapes?
Dragon fruit.
Oranges.
You eat dragon fruit? Okay, all right, I like that. Cantaloupe.
The school fruit cup.
Okay, the school fruit cups. Awesome. Honeydew. So those are the kinds of foods that you all should have more often rather than eating the unhealthy stuff. Think about farmers market. Have any of you ever been to a farmers market?
No, but I heard the commercial.
Is there one? Is there one down? Is there one here? Have you been to one?
If you drive on the bus, you can see someone with a car selling fruit.
Okay, you may see someone on the side of the street. But think about in your community in Raleigh. Is there a farmer's market? Have you ever been to a farmer's market?
No.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Someone has where? So you've been and you've had like fresh foods, fresh vegetables, fresh fruit. Okay, some have, some haven't. So having access to that is something that's important because it's known here as a food desert, meaning you don't have an opportunity to get access to that as easily as some people in other zip codes do. And one of the reasons why I wanted us to use this day as a day of reflection is because I've given you so much information. We've read text and answered text-dependent questions that align with our state standards. We've watched videos, you've done research, but now that you've had a chance to take all of that in for the time that I've been with you, what's your reaction? What have you learned that you didn't know before you started this program? Go ahead.
I learned this. Slaves couldn't read, and if they was reading, they would like get bullied or whatever y'all said. And
Okay, so it was difficult for slaves to learn how to read. They had to sneak to learn how to read because if they knew how to read, then they probably wouldn't know that they were free. Down the road, go ahead.
I learned that some schools are trying to teach kids that slavery was voluntary. Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna edit that part out. No, not because of you, but when we edit, we're gonna edit that, okay? And just cut that part, because I want them to still fund us. Yes, that is true. But it's not in Tennessee. That's in Florida, not in Tennessee. So just make sure to take that part out, okay? But it's the truth. It's what they're doing. But I want to make sure that when they see this, they know that we're speaking on Tennessee. But you are 100% correct on that. All right. What else have you learned that shocked you? That was like, I can't believe that's happening. Go ahead.
I learned the gun percentage and the drug percentage of Memphis, Tennessee.
Pretty high, huh? Do y'all see it getting any better anytime soon?
No.
Why not?
I mean,
The crime just getting worse.
You think the crime is just getting worse? I agree. The crime is getting worse, and to the point where a lot of people choose to stay home because of it. Where do we go from here? And this is my reflection, and this is my takeaway for you all to share with you, because hearing your personal experiences of things that you all go through every day is just mind-boggling to know that on top of everything else that you as a young teenager are faced with, you're faced with having to deal with a lot of other things. So I just want to share with you all that no matter what zip code you come from, no matter what neighborhood you come from, you are worthy and deserve to have a good quality life. And I don't want you to ever think or feel as though I'm from Raleigh or I'm from Memphis that I'm not good enough, because that is never the case. You deserve all good things that come your way. If you work hard, stay in school, all good things will work. So my takeaway for all of you moving forward is, I don't want you to ever think that because you are from a certain neighborhood, whether it be Orange Mound, South Memphis, Raleigh, I don't want you to ever think that you are less than, because that's not the case. You are more than enough, and don't ever let your zip code define who you are. Okay, that's important. Don't ever let your zip code define who you are. Whatever it is that you want to be in life and that you want to do, you can not only do it, but you can master it, okay? And that's something really, really for me that just listening to the stories that you all have shared all week, for me, has just blown me away, because I had no idea that, and I knew some of the things that were happening. I mean, you can't help but see it and hear about it. But like the incident that you all shared about people being kidnapped from the bus, that's wow. It left me speechless. Just as I'm sure it'll leave everyone else speechless. But what's your takeaway? So that's my takeaway, and what I reflected on is just to remind you all, we've got to pour into, as adults, we've got to do a better job of pouring into and investing into our youth, because one day I'm going to get old, and I'm going to rely on you all to take care of me, in the sense of, if I ever have to go to the doctor's office or to the dentist or just anything in life, I want to make sure that you all are good, and that you all become law-abiding citizens who want to do right and want to give into the world and pour into others just the way that we're doing for you. How many of y'all have ever volunteered? Which made me think of that. Anyone ever volunteered, done a service for someone else without receiving payment? Okay, awesome. A good way to give back to help your community. But who wants to share first? What are your takeaways? Things that you've learned. Go ahead.
I have volunteered to watch my neighbor while her daughter went to take care of some of her medical bills. She had taught me some of the things that she had learned back in her day, and it had surprised me. It had taught me like some very valuable things that I'm going to use in life, like later on.
Okay, I like that. What else? What other takeaways do you all have? Because all good things must come to an end, and I know as much as you all are going to be sad that this program ends. What are your takeaways? Go ahead and share with me. What's your takeaway? What have you learned? What do you plan to do differently moving forward?
I plan to be a better influence on the people that's looking forward to me.
You want to start over? We're gonna edit that out, and you're gonna start again. Y'all, I can't with y'all today, okay? All right, 3, 2, 1. What have you learned? What's your takeaway?
I have learned that you should be like a better influence on the people that's looking up to you, and you should like make the environment better.
Yeah, okay, I like that. And I also like that you mentioned people always watching you and being an influence, because even when you think that no one is watching you, someone is always watching. So it's best to just always do right, so others can see the good in you. What else? What have you learned? What's your takeaway?
My takeaway is drug activity.
Okay, what's your takeaway with drug activity?
What have I learned from it?
Yeah, what do you want to do differently, see differently? Think about Raleigh.
The sellers of the drug and the dealer.
So you want to see it not be everywhere. Have any of you ever been recruited or tried to be recruited by someone to sell drugs?
Yes.
Let me reword it this way, because all of y'all say yes quickly. Have any of you, do you know someone who has been approached at your age, still in middle school, been approached to say, hey, can you do this for me, sell some drugs for me?
Yes.
Yes.
Does it happen on a regular basis?
No.
Yes.
So how does it work? Does a person say no, and then that's it? They leave them alone, or is it peer
They
pressure?
They're not gonna
Hey,
leave.
come
It's
They be like,
drugs.
come on.
Hang on, one at a time.
It's peer pressure. They're not gonna leave.
So it's peer pressure. How often do you think they ask people?
Twice a week.
I feel like
Twice a week?
every day.
Every day? So you all have people asking you to sell drugs every day.
Basically.
No, not asking me, but like asking like people around me.
Basic.
And if they don't do it, then it's a consequence. But
When we say consequences, what kind of consequences
might get
could you
shot,
face?
You might get hurt. Your family might get killed.
what I do, what if you want to try?
They could get shot.
Yeah. Go ahead.
They could get killed.
Okay. Wow. So is this something that's happening at school, at home, or both?
School.
People from the neighborhood, people you know?
Both.
It's both for you?
Everywhere.
It's everywhere. Wow. Wow. Every day? Every week? So it's now November, and every week since school has been in, or since the summer, you all have had someone pressuring, hey, do this. I mean, how do they approach you? What do you say to a person that come up to ask them to do something like
Stranger
that?
danger. Or like stranger
Like,
danger. I don't know you
What,
like
what,
that.
you talking about what they say to you?
Yeah, what I mean, how do you approach someone when you say, hey, I need you to do this for me? I mean,
No,
what do you
they gonna
say?
walk to they gonna be like,
Hey,
hey,
little
bro.
bro.
So it's Ayla, bro, and then what?
Hey,
I need
can
to
you go
do
sell me
something.
some drugs? You go sell the weed for me?
No, I need to do something. That's what they say.
So do they just walk up on you and say it, or what?
Like, yeah,
They
they gonna walk
tell
up on you.
They tap you and say, hey, little bro, I need you to do something for me.
Yeah, what I do is I
They
just
be like, what you
go home because I don't be fake. I be fake.
They all they act
I might
they
take
act
off running
friend
sometimes.
like they're your friend and then ask you for something.
Wow. And is it just you say, nah, I'm straight, and keep it moving? Is that how it ultimately happens?
Yeah, but they gonna peer pressure you until you do it.
No, it doesn't happen like that. What happens next?
Peer pressure.
Peer
You gonna
pressure?
be constant.
Come on.
What's the name? Yeah, consequence.
Do they tell you, all right, babe, if you don't do this, this is what's gonna happen? Does it happen like that? How does it happen?
They gonna say, I bet if you do this, something gonna happen. They ain't gonna tell you exactly what they gonna tell you something.
Wow. Wow. How can you come to school every day and try and learn and focus when you all see? And I'm serious. How can you focus and try and learn when these are the things that you have to think about daily? Do you think about it daily? Like,
No.
man, I avoided them, but I might have to come. You know, how does that work? How do you even try and focus with all of that going on?
Put your mindset on something else. Something positive.
I like that you say focus on the positive, because at the rate young people are being hurt, killed, gunned down in Memphis, you can't turn on the television or get on social media in Memphis without seeing RIP. And right now it's at the point where it's every day you see RIP. When you get on your social media and you see, first thing you see is long live someone,
Rest in
Them
peace.
shirts on.
and having the shirts and all of that. Yeah. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
So when I wake up, I get on my phone before I go to school, and as soon as I hop on, so I do everything else before I hop on social media. And as soon as I hop on social media, the posts pop up on my For You page.
So y'all pretty much see the same kinds of things. I'm gonna be honest with you, and I know I'm knocking on 40, but I just think back to what I was doing at your age, and never once was it a thought in my mind of having to deal with so much that you all are dealing with. And a lot of the stuff, if it was around, a lot of people, or at least in a sense in school, didn't know about it. But to have that on your mind and try and think of positive things to escape, that's a lot. And I must say that I am proud of you all, this entire group of students, even those that we have behind us, behind the scenes that you all can't see. You're not letting anything stop you. So let me ask y'all this: what are your plans after high school? Go ahead.
Just to be successful,
Go ahead.
me.
Yeah.
Just to be successful, go to college, and
Okay. All right. You want to go to college? Go ahead.
Go to college and then go to the military.
Okay. You want to go enlist in the armed services? Okay. Go ahead.
I remember I told you yesterday. Me, after college, I plan to enroll in probably Harvard or Yale to get my law degree.
Okay. You want to be an attorney? You can do it. You can do it. Have y'all thought about what it is that you want to do after high school?
Go to college.
You want to go to college?
Restart my life.
Restart your life. I love that.
I go to college and take classes that I like. Keep it to that.
So I know specifically you told me that you want to be an attorney.
No, I said public defender.
Okay, a public. Okay, so an attorney. So what are and edit that. It's that a public defender is an attorney, baby. So I know you all shared with me that you for certain, you're interested in going to law school to become an attorney. But I know you all said you want to go to college, but what exactly have y'all thought about? Some things that you want to do? And I want to keep in mind, because yes, college is awesome, but college isn't for everyone, and I don't want you all to feel like if I don't go to college, then I won't become the best, because let me tell you, there are some trades out there that are paying. And whatever you do, I want you to do it because it's something that you love, something you enjoy doing. What are some things that you all have thought about that you want to do, that you'd like to do?
Football.
Okay? Well, what if you get hurt?
My bag.
Then
I'm
what?
start my own shoe.
You want to start a shoe company? Okay, so you're a sneakerhead, huh? You like tennis shoes? Okay. All right. Go ahead.
Or be a commentator. It's something to do.
I'm not sure. Go ahead.
I want to do multiple things, like start my own business,
What kind of business?
hair, nails, and some other stuff. And then I want to dance, then it's some other stuff.
Okay. All right. Okay. Have you thought about what you want to do? Go ahead.
If I don't go to college, or before I go to college, I probably want to be an airplane driver. I've always dreamed of being an airplane driver.
Okay. You want to be a pilot. All right. Okay. All right. So, anything else that you all have that you'd like to share? Just wrapping it up. It's go. We're gonna see this thing through. Okay. We are. We good? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. All right. So, any last thoughts? Anything else that you'd like to share? I just want you all to stay encouraged. Just know that there are people that are rooting for you, that are in your corner, supporting you, and want to see you succeed. You know, and like I told you earlier, it doesn't matter what your circumstances are now. That doesn't define who you are as a person and what you're capable of doing. Okay? Got to have a growth mindset and just from being with you all these past couple of weeks, I can see for sure that you all definitely have a mindset that is one that is of growth, and you're not letting the negativity around you hinder or stop you or block you from reaching your goals. So that wraps up another edition of Reading with Mrs. Richardson, and we look forward to doing this again. How'd y'all like this? This is new for you all, being a part of this, sharing your, almost therapeutic for you all. Have you all ever shared your thoughts on the things that we've talked about? Have y'all ever shared those aloud before?
No, ma'am.
So what was that like? Maybe this is a chance for us to see them. Ooh, we need more counselors to come out and speak to you all. More people who have that expertise. So taking it away. Was it helpful for you? How so?
Because at least someone knows what it's like out here for like a child. Someone out here knows the point of view for a child and how our life is affected.
Ooh, yes, perspective, and that's an English State Standard 2.6 point of view. Yes. All right, what else? Because that's important. A lot of times we don't hear. We hear from adults, but never from you all, and you're living it every day, right? All right. Well, thank you all so much for joining us. It has been a pleasure. I thank you for your time and sharing your personal experiences of what it's like growing up in Memphis, not only in Memphis, but in Raleigh. Thank you so much.